What's up? Good morning, guys. How we doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Good Wednesday morning. You are looking at a 5-minute NQ chart. We are 55 seconds out from the close of this 5-minute bar, and I'm watching it. We're coming into that 20 EMA. If there's room, I might put this on. We'll see. I want there to be at least 20 points. At least that gives us some buffer. But if it comes in for a test last second, I'm gonna go ahead and skip it. This is casual. Easy decision making inside a RAM. Good morning, guys. How we doing? Bruce, Javaz, Jerry. What's up, other big Bruce? How we doing, guys? 20 seconds. All right, let's see what we got. Gonna go ahead, get the copy trader engaged, coming into that 20 EMA. If this thing pops down any more, I'm gonna hold off. Any more than that, I'll hold off. Error. That popped through too quick. All right, we'll go next bar. That's all right. With those stop limit sells, sometimes when you try to place it, there's nothing you can do. The market takes it through too quick and just gives you an error. You guys have seen that happen a million times, and that's okay. That's part of the plan here. When that happens, don't scramble and try to just market yourself in. You'll end up getting a really bad fill. Because the reason you got an error to begin with was because the market pushed through where you placed your stop limit sell. And when you place a stop limit sell above market, you get an error. All right, so it's all right. We'll go next bar here. Even better. Let's see if 17 can give us a nice clean bear close through that 20 EMA. Good morning, guys. What's up? How we doing? John B, good morning. Yeah, so Apex was working for me last night. The website. Of course, as you guys know, Apex is running the best deal of the year right now, but their website's down because of Cloudflare. So I've been keeping an eye on that. I could get Apex to work last night to request payouts. That was it. This morning, it's back down for me at least. Some of you guys can get it to work. If you can, hit that deal up. Otherwise, Take Profit Trader is working just fine. Their website is up. And they are still 40% off. No activation fee. All right, 325 out. We might have a shot here on Big Bar 17, baby. That's what I want out of Bar 16. But no fill. It's all right. Cheryl, traded bar 13 to bar 16. 13 was a tad early just because it was closing inside the wick low of 11. I see what you were looking at. Again, you have the right thought process. 13 was just a tad early. Just a tad. This very easily also could have turned into a sideways trade range. So next time I'd look at bar 14 as kind of the first trade there in that sequence, especially, you know, all you guys. When you get a big bull trend like that, I want to see if I'm going to take a 2-bar reversal, it better be strong, it better be clean. 13 closing inside the wick low of 11. 14 is that third bar and opens things up a little bit. But it worked. All right, minute 45 out. Let's see what we get here out of bar 17. All right. Naughty, good work. Look at that push. All right, ATR is, I don't want to say a little bit more reasonable because we like when ATR is high within reason, but 46 is a good ATR. It's not light, but it's a little bit down from what we've been seeing the past couple of mornings. So this is totally fine. We can make do with that. All right, 50 seconds here. If this closes clean, I'll end up taking that. Yes, sir. Yes, you can. You're looking at what I'm using is NinjaTrader. I plug in my Apex accounts to NinjaTrader via Rhythmic. That's my data connection. Then I copy trade them all with the Affordable Indicators copier. All right, you guys gotta go. Get off my screen. Copy trader engaged. Get a stop limit sell ready. Come on, let's close up that wick bears. That's, ooh, there we go. Clean that up a tad. That's barely, just barely above board. I can give that 15 seconds. Any more wick on bar 17, and there's not a chance we're putting that on. 4 seconds. We will get a fill. Beautiful. Bring that guy up. Bring that guy down. And then let's adjust the stop. Right where I want it. Boom. Right there. All right. Bears! Take that baby through. ATR 45. Take that baby through, Bears. There you go. You need quite a bit more than that, Bears. ATR 48. Boom, got just about a full ATR. What we get? 7,700 bucks. Just booting up, baby. Let's get moving. Moving on. What's up, guys? How we doing? Good morning. All right, well, that's a day for me. I'm out of here. Just kidding. That's day trading, baby. Fucking get used to it. Yeah, you know what, Rays? There's a time, man. Go watch the video I recently put out. not too long ago where I was in the same boat. Same boat. I remember I had a deal or something. I made like $4,000. And I looked at my bank account and I was like, motherfucker. Like, I'm good. I'm good. If I didn't work for months, I'm good. It just grows. Just keep putting in the work. Keep putting in the work. It feels very, very far away. Just don't measure by days. You'll get there. There's a lot. You guys are capable of a lot more. Trading prop, especially, than you think you are, dude. There's a lot of opportunity here. You have all the opportunity. Just having access to trading prop is a fucking blessing. So take it seriously, take your time, and you'll get there. Unless you fucking quit, then you never will. And a lot of you guys will quit. All right, too much wick there on 18. So let's move on to 19 here. See that? Little more wick on 18 than on 17, and 17 was just barely in the ballpark. Oh shit. Whenever I win a trade, I always forget to update the trade count. One so far today. Let's keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. 3 minutes out from close of big 19. Nah, Pete, I don't look at wicks as far as points. I kind of think of it like percentages. You know, 15, 20% is kind of like, okay, any more than that of wick on the side that I'm trying to get in on starts looking a little sizable on the wick. I don't like measure. I don't run a quick calculation. I just look. But I'm pretty consistent with the wick judgment at this point. For example, 17 barely, 16, great, but it wasn't a sequence and it was coming right into the 20 EMA. Still put out a stop limit sell, didn't get a fill on 16. 16's a good bar though. 17, wicky, but within, barely within reason. 18's a little too wicky. Plus you wouldn't have gotten a fill anyway. Listen. You can trade RAM on any liquid instrument you want, on any time frame that is liquid enough. Now, a 1 second chart is going to be really tough because you don't have enough data in each, bar. Any time frame with any instrument, as long as the liquidity is there to produce relatively clean data per bar, you can trade RAM. This is not just meant for NQ 5-minute charts at all. You can trade gold. In fact, I have plenty of times. You can trade whatever. Yes, of course. What's up, old school? Welcome. Don't you worry, big man. There's plenty of BS around here, too. Don't you worry, it's coming. All right. Big bar 20. You gonna do something for us? What's up? What's up, 20? I think we might have something here. Just don't grow too much. Again, I'm cool if there's a doji as bar 2 in a 3+ bar sequence. I'm okay with that. As long as 1 and 2 are, I'm sorry, 1 and 3 are reasonable. And, you know, ideally the middle bar wouldn't be like a moderate to strong bull body. A doji, right? Or a very small body. Very, very small. How many points from the low, the wick low of bar 1 before we start hunting stops? Well, I have to get a setup lining up approximately 1 ATR or less above the wick low of 1. So like 50 or less points, but ideally more than like 15 or 20 points. So there's a window, and I gotta have a setup form in there, which, by the way, I know it sounds really picky, but it happens more often than you'd think. We get stop hunt trades like damn near every day. All right, minute 50 out here from the close of big bar 20. See if this guy can close up clean. So what's up so far today? How we doing? How are you guys doing so far? I gotta tell you, it's been a relatively clean day, but if you're red, it's alright. It's alright. I've been the schmuck red on clean days plenty of times. But hopefully you are green when it is clean, you know. Bernard, good morning, brother. How we doing? All right, too much wick there on big bar 20, so we will look to 21. .5 minutes. Come on, 21. Give it to us. All right, let's run a poll. Very curious. All right, flash poll. I'm going to end that very shortly. So we can't have any bias. Are we taking out the low day? Yes or no? Poll is in the chat. Let's take a big old sample size data approach and see what you guys are thinking. Of course, low of day, of course, is the wick low of 1. Low of the New York session. Yeah, Levi, it's kind of nuanced. I've gone over it before. I literally just dove deep into this in the tomb last night. I mean, I'm not gonna like use that as a plug or whatever, but I just went deep into this. It's a little too nuanced. I'll put everybody to sleep. That's more tomb talk stuff, or live training stuff. But I think a lot of you guys get the gist. All right, minute 20 out. What do you guys think? We getting something here on 21? What's up, man? Let's see if we get it. All right. Get off my screen! We have got a copy trader to engage. Click engaged. 25 seconds out. Nice bar here thus far on big bar 21. Let's see. Can we get trade number 2 on the day? Gotta see as little wick as possible. That's the wrong way, bears. Oh, you insecure bunch. Nothing on big bar 21, so we move on to 22. You still haven't taken a payout, but hit your profit target for the day. Should you always quit or keep looking? Well, that depends. Is your profit target in line with the 30% rule? And is this Apex we're talking about? For me, I don't set even, like, okay, listen, with Apex, I will remove an account from the copy trader if taking another trade will push me above the 30% rule, because I just don't want problems. Listen, I'm just looking to stack payouts. I don't say this to brag, but I've taken payouts from Apex, like, I'm not exaggerating. It's been like damn near daily for weeks. Of course, not every day, because accounts aren't qualified every day. But like 3-4 days a week, I'm requesting multiple payouts, at least 1 or 2, from Apex for weeks. My goal, and again, I just say that to move on to my next point. Who cares what I make? My goal is to just stack payouts. I don't give a shit if it's $500, if it's $3,500, if it's $7,000, if it's $1,200. I stack payouts. That's the fucking goal. I don't care how much it is. So, I'm not looking to break the 30% rule because it makes my life complicated. But if you have an arbitrary profit target that's less than the 30% rule at Apex, I think it's kind of silly if there are more setups with positive expected value for you. Now you're playing that psychological game that only gets fixed by having a proven track record of results. You're not going to fix it by being like, okay, I made my 150 today, I better stop, because if I give it back, I'm going to cry. It's like there's other setups to be had. You're emotional not because your profit target on the day is not psychologically tuned in. No, you're emotional because you don't have any results. The only way to get results is get more screen time, size down, put the ego aside, and take the trades when they're there, according to the methodology that you expect will give you positive expected value. That's what I believe. Okay, but don't make your life complicated for the actual goal of stacking payouts regardless of size, because regardless of size, dude, it adds up like anyways, right? It doesn't matter how big each individual payout is. You're still going to make a ton of money if you stack a lot of payouts. And do it often as possible. Okay, so don't lose sight of the goal. Don't break the 30% rule, which is, again, you can't make, at Apex at least, you can't make more than 30% total profit at the time of payout in one day. So don't go over that. But that's it. That's the only time. And if there's no more setups, then you got to stop. All right, minute 20 out here from the close of big bar 22. 15 seconds, 22 isn't looking too promising, is it? It is not. All right, moving on. We'll go to bar 23 and see what it gives us here. Nico, what's your opinion on dropping to the 2-minute to get more setups for an eval? Totally valid. Totally valid. You can do that. I don't think you need to, but you can. A lot of times also, if you want to just stick to the 5, do trade an eval, you get enough setups anyway, because, listen again, is this the best way to do it for someone who's like newer and it doesn't necessarily have the same screen time? No, but I don't, all I can do is tell you my truth. So in fundeds, I'll take my grading scale. I'll take B- and up. Part of that, of course, is discretionary, but you'll get a good idea as you do this longer. In evals, no bullshit, I'll take like D+ and up. My goal is not to just have some win rate that I can go show my wife and she'll say, what does that mean? Like, the goal is not, ooh, I want to have some sick win rate. The goal is to make as much money as humanly possible, okay? So, and take advantage of the opportunity. It's here right now. People say, well, what if prop doesn't exist in 7 years? Dude, what? What if this happens in 3 years from now? What if that happens 15 years from now? Fuck, that's such an excuse. You're just scared to fail. Fucking jump, go. But yes, you can go to the 2-minute, get more setups, or you can stay to the 5-minute. You're gonna get more trades anyway, because for me, my #1 goal is opportunity cost. Cut down on that. So I'm not looking to spend, 3 weeks in an eval. It's way too expensive to do that. If you have positive expected value. If you're not taking payouts yet, well, then you should spend more time in an eval to keep your expenses cheap while you procure your edge, then you go. $225 out. All right, 60 seconds. Let's check in on the poll here. What are you guys saying? Okay. We will end that. Two-thirds say we're taking out the low a day. A third says no. Now what's interesting is, do we enter a little sideways trading range here from bar 21? Very early to say. But we could see that. We gotta see here. Can 23 take out this low? There's a big wick up top. This would be an outsized bar. For that to give me the close that I would want, it would probably be a little sizable compared to the ATR. I might have to wait for 24 anyway, but 24, once we get down there, that could give us a stop hunt opportunity. Just thinking out loud. Okay, that's a reasonable close, but it's an outsized bar. It's a little sizable. If you took it way sized down, I wouldn't be mad at you. But you also got 22 in there, small bull body. So I'm going to wait for 24. See if 24 can give us another moderate bear body, if not a little bit strong, and then I'll take 24. Again, wouldn't be mad at you for taking 23. It's valid, but you need to size down on that trade. Yeah, Whisper. I've been seeing... Sorry, Whisker. I've been seeing this... I like your picture. I've been seeing this, people keep saying this, dude. Like, even just in the free Discord, I see people coming in and posting. It's kind of nuts. Like, I'll see their data before. Looks like everyone's data before they really nail something down. It's cool to see it working for other people, because it works for me. And it's like, I don't see why this wouldn't work for other people. I'm just... You know, I'm not some market wizard who sees the future. Though it would be nice, baby. It's just logical. It's not that complicated. I think a lot of people can learn it relatively quickly. The nuance takes a little while to get down. The screen time takes a while to get under your belt, of course. But you can start seeing improvement very, very fast with RAM, which is why I like it. Yeah, Kings, that happens a lot. But I think I don't know, I think it happens to everybody. I mean, listen, I started the channel like 5 years ago doing chart videos on individual names. So now that it's just straight trading all the time, I think it's taking, you know, well, I know that it takes time to like reset everything and retrain YouTube who wants to see my stuff and who doesn't. So, which is again why I say like, hey, it really does help tremendously when you press like and remember to do it each day. It helps retrain YouTube. And it does make your life easier as well, because when you open the YouTube platform on desktop or on mobile, it'll just show you the stream while I'm live rather than you having to go look for it, which, if you want to see it, is maybe convenient, and it helps me out, which I appreciate. All right, big bar 25. All right, well, do we enter a trading range here is the question. If we enter a big single bar trading range, if you're trading RAM, you got to chill out a little bit. You got to calm down a little bit. Most strategies, the edge really fades when you have single bar back and forth trading ranges. That's like the hardest time of day to find edge, especially when volatility is not high. It's reasonable today. ATR is 51. You know, it's funny that we're saying 51 is reasonable at this time of day, 2 hours after the open, considering, man, there have been a couple of periods in the last, like, 8 months where we were lucky to see above a 20 ATR on the 5 minutes. So I gotta tell you, we should all feel very grateful that volatility has been cooperating lately. 90 seconds out. Good God. Banned! Get out of my chat. Whole bunch of spam. I think 4th of July might have been less than 6. We made a little bit of money. Not very much, but we made a little bit. All right, bar 25. Let's see what it gives us here. We are 50 seconds out. Hell yeah, Javaz! Javaz won a free Apex eval here, just passed it. Let's go, big dog. Turn that free account into a whole bunch of money, no pressure. All right, now, the number one thought here, it's very early to draw this, but I'm going to draw it just for the sake of looking at it. We don't really want to see that happen. If that happens, it's going to be doing a lot of this. But if 26 can take this thing out, lead into a nice bare body 27, all of a sudden we have a beautiful stop hunt in less than 10 minutes. So keeping an eye out here. There we go. All right. My chat box disconnected. Fuck. Come on, 26. Give us a nice low close. Seconds here. All right, a 27 can give us a nice low close. I want to see it not just barely close beneath the wick low of 26. You know, I'd like to see it clear it a little bit more, just because it'll increase the size of the bar, show a little bit more bear confidence. We got 3 minutes 50 seconds left to get that done. You're out of the bears, and if they can, and we've got trade number 2. See this? Prime example of why you can't just bet on any breakout attempt. I want to see something that is valid according to RAM, right? Which is what we've been talking about this whole time. So this happens a lot, man. 80% of attempts are going to fail. They're going to come right back into the trading range. And I get it. You know, when 26 starts breaking lower, 27 starts breaking lower, you're like, oh, this is it. It's going to go without hesitation. Well, most of the time it's not. It's going to pull on back a little bit. So I wait. When we're in a trading range, I wait for enough confirmation, right? Because I put quotes around that because you don't really... Confirmation implies, you know, 100% win rate. No, it's just enough confidence to justify putting the trade on. That the breakout is actually happening, which for me requires 1 to 2 clean closes outside of the range. And I'm only going to take it on the first if it's part of at least a 2-bar consecutive sequence and it's a strong close well outside the trading range, not just barely outside the wick low. You know what I mean? So 27, 50 seconds out, right back in the sideways range. I would like to recruit some free labor volunteers, by the way. Every day we get people coming in saying, you know, hey, what's RAM? You could help them out, I'd appreciate it. Stands for the wrench action method. That's the methodology that I trade. All right, there's the close of 27. New bar here, 28. Come on, Bears. Let's give us a stop hunt. Pete! Not that it has to, but would you expect a liquidity grab at the top of the range up here before it heads lower? Yeah, you know, Pete, I don't think about it that way. To me, in trading ranges, you're looking at about 50-50 probability. So for me to say that would be a coin flip. So I don't think about it that way. I don't expect anything out of the market except 50-50 random back and forth until we get a logical RAM setup. All right, I'm pulling the old trick out of the hat. Back in 2 minutes. Watch this baby break. Don't go anywhere. All right, we are back, baby. Were you guys good for the sub? I don't know, I got a mixed report. No recess today. All right. Oh, this range. This range! Ooh, a monitor mount? I don't know what mine is. I got mine years ago off Amazon. Just make sure it looks beefy. You know what's more important than the mount is your desk. If you mount, I actually have one of my monitors mounted on the wall. And then I have my other 3 on the mount that's mounted to my desk. My desk is a big wooden dining room table. Heavy. Heavy. If you're gonna make an investment into your trading, once you have the tech, spend the money on a big, thick, heavy desk and make sure you can attach the monitor mount to it. It's gotta have room. It can't just be like a wall. You know what I mean? You gotta have a lip that's deep to be able to, you know, I don't know, clamp the monitor desk to. Get you a big, thick desk. Those flimsy ones, oh man, they're a pain in the ass. You lean on it, it moves, all your monitors move, everything moves, your coffee spills. You probably even find a big, heavy dining room table on like Marketplace or something, honestly, for cheap. Someone just wants to get rid of it because they're moving. It's a pain in the ass. Go pick it up. $100. All right, 30. Coming back up. Test that 20 EMA. Still in this range, though, by the way. Still in the range. Hey, Mike! Passed 100K eval today. Very good work. Very good work. Mike, is that number one or is that one of many passed? All right, by the way, we're 3 minutes out here from the big close of bar 31. Again, I will redraw this here. Just rough draw. Even, draw like this, whatever. Basically a range. Well, good work, Mike. Yeah, listen, hey. Sizing is probably your problem, if I had to guess. A lot of people, they get to the fundeds, and they're like, okay, if I trade 3 minis, I can get this payout in this amount of days, and it's like 3 minis. You lose a couple trades in a row, you're in a pretty deep hole, if not blown. You do not, let's say a 50K apex. You really, guys, do not need more. You have to trade for 8 days anyway before you can take the first payout. Right? You do not need more than 3, 4, 5 micros in a 50K apex, for example. All right, 55 seconds. There you go, 31. Let's make a little headway here. All right, that's a huge, huge outsized bar. That right there, is it? I can't tell. I can't tell. Is it bigger than that 850, 855 bar? I don't know. Similar size. That's very outsized. So, we watched 32. I would love, 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 love to get a stop hunt of the low of bar 1, but bar 31 is just too outsized, and it's the first body, which I don't do continuation on first bodies after this kind of thing, especially coming out of a range. So we'll get rid of that, see if 32 can give us a reasonable close. It would be a shrinking body, which I don't care about because volatility is high enough, as long as the range on this bar is reasonable. That's cool. ATR 54. 415 out, and let's see if we can get a good clean close out of bar 32 here with room to spare to stop hunt the low of 1. It's got to make sense. Let's see if the bears can do that. ATR indicator is just a, it's just built right into Ninja. All I do is I overlay the range. I guess it's not really native because I take the regular ATR and I set it to a period of 10. And then I take the range indicator and I overlay it in the same data box in NinjaTrader, and it creates that. Then the colors, the line, you know, the bars, whatever. I think of my ATR thing as just a heads-up data display. I don't really think of it as an indicator, but whatever. I guess it technically is. 225 out. You know what I probably should put? Right here. I should put a little overlay that says ATR with an arrow pointing to this. That'd probably help people, huh? Alright, 32! Come on now. We broke the ice with a big, beautiful trade. And nothing since then. Oh yeah, Joe, you can code up anything in Ninja. You can program just about anything. But I like the way that that's set up. All right, tiny little bull body there on bar 32, so I guess we watch 33, huh? See what we get. Jay, I use, no, I use Tradeovate to connect my Take Profit Trader accounts. Don't give up on Apex, dude. There's so much money to be made. Like, Apex is a good prop. I don't know why you say that, but if you're having trouble making money on Apex, you know, using Take Profit isn't going to fix your issues. If you can make money on one, you can make money on them all. And if you can't make money on any of them, you're not going to make money on any others. Oh yeah, the site being down, I gotcha. Yeah, I know, this Cloudflare thing is tearing the world apart! Motherfuckers. Alright, halfway through Big Bar 33. No, not exactly. So I use NinjaTrader for all my trades. What you're looking at here, this is NinjaTrader. Okay? And then I have Apex accounts linked into NinjaTrader through the Rhythmic connection. Then I have Take Profit Trader accounts linked into NinjaTrader through the Tradeovate connection. I don't use the Tradeovate platform. I just connect to NinjaTrader with Tradeovate for my Take Profit Trader accounts. And then I use the Affordable Indicators Copy Trader to copy all the accounts. It sounds super complicated, but once you get it set up, you're good to go. And really, it doesn't take long. 90 seconds out, baby. All right, let's see. Let's see. We're 36 seconds out. Gotta go ahead. Get the copy trader engaged. Now again, this would be kind of a scrappy setup, probably about B-, even including the stop hunt. But I take B-. I wouldn't even give that B status. But given that 33 would be a relatively small body, I'll get this ready. It would need to close beneath the wick low of 32, and we're not going to get it, so we'll move on. Next bar, bar 34. Let's see what we get. Oh, these bars! All right, don't go anywhere. We're not done. Be back in a few minutes. What's up? We are back. Big bar 36. What you got for us? Right back into a single bar trading range since bar 32. Better not be hitting this. At least if you're trading RAM. Patience pays. Patience has never failed me. But then when they come, you gotta hit them, even if there's 4 back to back. Casey, what's up? How we doing? Your friend is an intelligent person. It's all we do. And sometimes they play us. All right, 36. There you go. There we go. Let's keep that pushing. All right, let's run a poll here. All right, polls out. What's your trade count so far today? And by the way, if you're a little bit new here, if you say that your trade count is 17, but you say you did not break any rules, then that's the correct number for you. A lot of guys, I think it's kind of funny. A lot of guys will say, oh, you took 6 trades. That's over trading. It's like, no. It's only, I don't care if you take 8,000 trades. It's only over trading if you start stretching beyond your positive expected value methodology in order to take more. That is over trading. Over trading is not a number. It's a habit, right? And a rule break. Oh shit, messed up the poll. I messed up the poll. It's all right. If you've taken 2, choose 1 to 2. What's up, Jones? Welcome, big dog. Good to see you. Took 4 good trades, then I took trades in the range not following the system, so I'm break even on the day. Today was the first day using RAM, and I was doing very good. I like it, but trading in the range was my fault. Okay, listen, I've explained this in depth inside of the tomb. I probably briefly touched on this on live. Listen, guys. If you're trading a logical methodology, meaning you're not just doing random things, you're probably taking some good trades, reasonable trades, and you probably have positive expected value on some trades. Again, unless you're just taking profit every 6 points in the money you look at. The problem is not, for a lot of people, at least people that are close, the lack of good trades. It's that you're washing out all the good stuff with a bunch of garbage because you're bored, like a child. You're like, it's like, well, hey man, what's your goal? I'd really like to make $1 million a year. Okay, and then you sit here pressing buttons like you're playing video games. The fuck, man, come on. You're taking the good stuff and you're washing it all out pressing buttons when you shouldn't be. You're probably doing some reasonable things. You're like, well, shit, why am I not making money? Because you're taking 8 trades inside of a single bar trade range from bar 32 to 36. There's nothing there. That is algo and degenerate territory. Joe, up 6,300 so far. Very good, brother. Good work. Gotta hear it, Bruce. Gotta hear it, Bruce. All right, minute 42 out. This would be the first bar after 3 doji / small bull bodies. So we gotta wait. We gotta wait for bar 30. There is the stop, by the way. There's taking out the stops. Not my stop, not in a trade, but there is the stops of the Wicklow of 1. You see that? Okay, so the bears just took that out here on bar 37. I know traders. I know traders very, very well. I've talked in depth to a whole bunch of traders at this point and seen a whole bunch of data. Everybody thinks they're the first one to make mistakes. Then I really got to drive it into their head that, hey, every mistake that you've made and are making currently, I have made more times than you. And so has every other trader who made it this far. At least found success, right? So, in any capacity, you're not the first one to make these mistakes. You're not special in that way. We're all very smart. Okay, there's a lot of smart people. We're all smart. We all make the same mistakes. We all think we're smarter than the market. We all think we're smarter than everybody else. We all do the same dumb shit. The hardest part of this job is the patience when the market's doing 32 to 36, bar 32 to bar 36. All right, there's a reasonable close out of 37. Now, we got to see 38. Yeah, Joe, if you said, hey, I'm not like so biased toward short selling, of course, in futures, but if you're like, hey, for whatever reason, you can only ever take one side intraday, short or long, I'd be like, well, I don't want to just take one side. I like both sides. They're like, no, but you have to. I would pick the short side. The short side just tends to resolve a little faster. It's not night and day, but it tends to resolve a little faster just because that addition of fear to the short side, you know, things, I don't know, for whatever reason. I mean, it makes sense. Not for whatever reason, it makes sense, but they just tend to resolve faster. But I'll take a long setup every single time. I don't care. Those short setups, I like them too. But the setup's got to be there. All right, 38, 320 out. Eddie, early on, man, I did a whole lot worse than that. I ruined months of reasonable trading. This was years ago in like 5 minutes. I'm telling you, I know this sounds like whatever, like, oh, big man thinks you've been through everything. No, I'm just saying. Every mistake that you're making, if you're relatively new to trading, I have made more times than you and probably worse than you. And so has every other trader who found their stride, or at least started to get into it. I don't really think we ever like locked down our stride, but we're just getting better. And eventually you flip positive, and then you just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you keep trying to get better. Your mistakes aren't special, and that's a good thing. All right. Big bar 38. Let's see what you got. All right. 15 seconds out. Gotta go ahead. Get that copy trader engaged. Get the stop limit sell ready. Move that away. Bring it back up. Little wick, bears. Little wick. Boom. There's the rollover. Place that guy. Beautiful placement. I'll give that about 25 seconds. See if it can give us a fill. It will. Suck that up. Bring this guy way down. And bring him in and set him right where I want him. Boom, right there. Nope, not right there. There, right there is where I want him. All right, Bears, see if we can get the job done. See if we can get that job done. By the way, ATR here, 53. All right, bears! Oh, step in, do your job. Do your job. Bulls reversing this baby nice and quick. See if they take out the wick of 38. They will. Let's move on. Copy trader disengaged. All right, 310 out here from the close. Big bar 39. Nice reversal out of the bulls. What a bull body. Damn. Big push. All right, we might see this develop into a soft bear channel, by the way. Which would be cool. For us, minute 52 out, baby. We just get news? That right there, that's the biggest bar of the day. US-Saudi Strategic AI Partnership. All right, well, keep it moving here. $55 seconds. All right. Well, there we go. Locking up the biggest bar of the day. What, 130, I don't know, 138, 140 in the range? All right, let's see what bar 40 here brings us. Again, I got my eye on this. If this does develop into a soft bear channel, that's a hell of a reversal, man. After taking profit on a full ATR, if the market continues moving in the same direction, do you immediately take the next trade? No, I wait for the next RAM setup. But if it's on that same bar, I'll put it on, 100%. But I wait for the next valid RAM entry, even if I just took profit. All right, 345 out. right, now. When we have a soft bear channel, and it's getting a little softer, but it's getting softer but more aggressive, like 31 trading range, 37, 38, 39, maybe trading range. But when we have soft bear channels, soft bull channels, a range trade idea, of course, within RAM that I like to take is like a nice moderate or small in a soft bear channel bull body closing in the upper third of the developed soft bear channel. Now in the close of 39, not only was the soft bear channel not really developed yet, but it was also such an outsized bar, biggest bar of the day, likely having to do a little bit with news, of course. But obviously we skipped that one. I do. Okay, we got about 350 left here on Big Bar 41. Let's just watch how this develops. See how it closes up. If this ends up taking out the wick high of 39, all of a sudden I start to lose interest. But if it doesn't, we still have some risk management issues as far as shorting for a ranged trade. Because your two options really are the wick high of 32, which is a little tight depending on how this closes up, or the wick high of 31, which is pretty wide as far as, you know, it's a math decision. If you wanted to take that bigger, wider stop, totally valid, but you'd want to size down. This would need to close reasonably, and ideally not take out that wick high of 39. Let's try it here. Let's get rid of this as soon as we can. All right, guys. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go hit lunch. We'll see what the afternoon brings. Hey, stay patient. Stay patient. Stay patient. A lot of you guys who are in the chat who have been showing better patience, even if it's tough, we've talked about this. It's only tough until you have more of a track record, and it takes a sample size of maybe a week, 2 weeks to start getting a little glimpse at a track record, which gives you the confidence to keep doing what you're doing. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The patience is really easy when you know what happens when you're patient. Right? So, don't hit things. I mean, if you have the screen time to know that when you hit things, it's not impatience, it's edge, have at it, man. But I know a lot of you guys are struggling with not having that screen time, so you gotta be patient. Gotta be patient. You can loosen up the reins once you have the screen time, but even then, man, you're not gonna be hitting every bar. That's just not realistic as far as market probability. All right, guys. Well, hey, maybe Apex. Best deal of the year, baby. Site is down because of Cloudflare. So I'm going to keep an eye on that here throughout the day. Again, the site went back up at Apex last night, and then it's down again this morning. But Take Profit Trader is working just fine. 2 very good deals. Code BIG at both of those. But Apex is the best deal of the year if you can get access to the site. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Off to lunch. See you tomorrow morning. Subscribe to the channel. Be patient, baby. Let it come to you. And when it does, hit it hard. No fear. See you tomorrow.